5 to 10.8.
You know,
what is Romney doing wrong?
Well, first of all, that assumes the polls are right. I mean, I always tell you all that I don't pay a lot of attention to polls because I don't. It depends how the question's asked, who you're asking them to, what day you call. Is it likely voters? Is it registered voters? I mean, this race is very close. If it wasn't close, you wouldn't have Obama and Romney here, you know, like every day. The one thing I would tell you is they've been here so much, I'm wondering if they should start paying some income tax like sports figures do. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe I ought to get Romney and Obama to pay a little money to us, you know, as much as they're here. So if this was a blowout state, they wouldn't be here competitive. I think it'll be very, very close, and the debates are going to matter. And I'll tell you, I was in Westerville today. The overflow crowd was giant. So you know, I don't pay a lot of attention to those numbers. I didn't pay attention to my numbers when they were down. I don't pay attention to my numbers when they're up. I don't know what I believe on polls. So. I know astrologers are pretty good.
So you discount the polls showing you with an improving approval rate?
Well, let me just put it to you this way. I am studying, but people tell me I'm doing better, and if people like me more than they don't, that's great. What do you feel? Can I put your name in the poll? How do you think Kasich's
journalists
doing?
don't participate.
Oh, they don't? Okay. You drive them. I got you. What else?
Governor, do you think there's enough time for early voting, given that this is a close race? Do you think that there's enough time for people to get to the polls?
Well, I mean, that's the Secretary of State's job, and I think he's, you know, proven he's a guy smart. He's a bipartisan guy, and you know, I got enough to do in my job, let alone be the Secretary of State. I wouldn't want that job. I'm glad I got mine.
Governor, anything for lame duck session you feel really ought to get done for it?
Well, you know, we're working on a number of things in the lame duck. I don't want to get into the specifics because some things we get done in lame duck. Some things we'll push for next year. I'm kind of busy focusing on my programs right now, but Matt Carl's got a long list and we'll get going. I'll meet with Niehaus and Batch and tell them what some of the things I feel strongly about, but airing it in public isn't going to help me to get it done right now.
Are you any closer to a decision on whether or not there should be a state-run exchange versus a federal?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm really leaning towards the federal exchange for this reason. We can't run our own exchange. It doesn't reflect our values. We'd have to spend our money, and we might get preempted. So I really lean towards the federal exchange. In terms of the issue of expansion, you know, I'm one of the few governors that said, I think, that hasn't staked out a position on it yet, because I've got to deal with the woodworking effect. I mean, I met with my folks today. We're looking at the possibility of about $700 million worth of costs without even thinking about expansion. So here's the challenge that we have. We got these Medicaid rates back. We didn't have to cut benefits. We didn't have to take people off. We did it by managing the program better. Honestly, the thing that bothers me is, what are we going to do to deal with this? I mean, everything is on the table now, and everything on the table is not what I don't want that to happen. But when I get $700 million pushed onto me, it makes this job like extremely difficult. And I'm going to be very concerned about the decisions we have to make. But you know, I have to have a balanced budget. It's hard, but I think I've got a couple of the best people in the country. I just met with a number of Republican governors. I said, when on the issue of expansion, you know, we should be thinking about some middle grounds. Are there some ways in which we can reach agreement? But to be honest with you, I think we're going to have to get through an election before we see a lot of people wanting to talk openly about where we're going to go. I mean, that's not where I am. I think there probably are some middle grounds we can pursue, but everything is extremely difficult, and you don't want to be in a position. You want to handle this right. You want to handle it right, and I'm concerned about what the impact will be on providers and beneficiaries with these high costs coming to play right now. It bothers me. Okay? All right. Thank you all very much.